The lock salon is opening, and I always start with a fresh, hot cup of coffee. Gotta add a little cream and some flavoring to make it all good. So, my client arrives right on time, as usual, and I jump right into doing her hair. It was interesting with this particular session. As I was doing her hair, I ended up making a comment kind of about a long term contemplation of mine when it comes to my hair. I was stating that I've considered, combining some of my locks, maybe going into micro locks or even going into traditional locks. Um, and so when I said that, it kind of made her remember that combining her locks was something she was possibly interested in. And let me say, not so much combining, but what she has been very set on when it comes to her locks is that she is not about the length of sister locks. This is her second set of sister locks. And she said she doesn't care about the length. What she wants is the fullness. She wants the fullness. And I personally think, like with her hair density, her hair is pretty full. So I'm not quite sure what she's looking for in terms of fullness, but she actually has it. But clearly, she is looking for something else. So, because I had made the comment about what I said about combining my locks, she said, "Oh, yeah, we were supposed to, be talking about that this week." So, and by this time, when she said it, I was like already done with the front of her hair and I had moved to the back of her hair, right? So I said, okay, we can get started with doing it. Because at this point, I'm like, okay, this is something she must really want because she keeps asking, about creating this fullness or what have you. So I did a couple of sample areas for her um, in the back of her head, and I gave her a mirror, let her look at the hair, and she was like, "Okay, yeah, let's keep going." So what? Oh, you see, I've just given her the mirror, right? So I continued. So I pretty much finished the back. So the last session or the last part of her retightening was me doing the back part of her hair, combining the locks. So by the time I finished, I had her go into the bathroom and look at her hair, and she said, "Okay, we are right on target." So, fast forward to after her session is complete, uh, 2 days later, her session was on a Saturday. I think she wound up texting me on Monday or Tuesday, and she said, "Oh, no, I know, this is not going to work. My grid is going to be messed up." And I was like kicking myself, okay? Kicking myself because as I was doing, combining these locks, I was thinking her grid is going to, she's not going to have that sister lock grid. And I started to say something to her, but I changed my mind because I actually figured, well, she wants the fullness. So if she wants the fullness, she doesn't care about a grid. And then I'm thinking, and she has to know if I'm combining your locks or her locks, I can't repart your hair and create, the perfect sister lock grid. So I made a lot of assumptions in that appointment, and I should have just asked the question. But instead, like I said, I did the back of her hair. Then she's like, "Nope, I don't want to do this." So then we had to make a follow up appointment for the following week so that I can then go back and undo what we had done, what I had done. And I tell you, it was rough. I mean, she actually thought it would just be a half-hour appointment because she just figured only half of her head was done. But it actually turned out being a 2-hour appointment because a few of her locks I had put together and pulled it through the lock. So in order to undo that, I had to pull these individual locks apart it was very challenging. And then the amount that I gave her to pay, she had the nerve to like thought it was going to be less, and it really could have been more. I only charged her $50 for that. And with the time and with the with how careful I had to be, with her locks, not to mess anything up, I could have actually charged her more. I really hope my clients appreciate me, because I think I end up shorting myself on the financial end, just so that they can have a good experience. But lesson learned for me for sure. If anybody else comes and asks me about combining some locks, I will be making it plain to them. You are not going to have the sister lock grid once you do this. And you need to make sure that you want to do it, because I'm not taking anything apart again. And if I ever do it, you're going to be paying about $50 an hour, because it was very tedious taking these apart. So I learned a lesson. She learned a lesson, because I tell you this, I bet you she won't be asking me about combining no more locks. And she going to learn how to make her hair full, get the fullness that she wants with the hair that is on her head. Okay?